this is an issue, and marketers are dealing with it across the board. Millions of brands and marketers are dealing with this issue where they kind of find the site analytics data is not really telling the truth, right? And they understand it, but they don't know how to fix it. Okay, now there's another angle for attribution, last click attribution. Because last click is so simple to implement, each one of the media platforms, Facebook, Google, Snap, TikTok, each one of them implement their own last click. So what they do is they have perfect visibility to all the impressions and clicks that happen on the platform. So if you're on Instagram, Instagram is serving you all the content, right? So they know exactly what ad they serve to Jamarius versus Kunal versus Rashmi versus Karthik, and they can see if you eventually bought something because the pixel on the site, the converting e-commerce site. And when they convert, they can actually say, well, my ad was in the path of this conversion, so I'm going to credit myself with the purchase, right? So each and every one of those platforms credit themselves with the purchase. Now, this obviously creates double counting, triple counting issue. So it kind of looks like this in this particular case. So when you go and pull reporting from Facebook, you will go pull a performance report from Facebook, one from Google, one from Snap, and you stack them all up, you will find typically is that the total number of conversions that have been credited, of them self-credited to themselves, is more than the total number of conversions you actually saw in your e-commerce platform. Okay? Now, it's not very obvious in many cases because of how they kind of overlap on each other, but this over-attribution or over-attribution of a double attribution or triple attribution of credit is a common problem, and in this particular case. So these are the two most commonly used paradigms for performance reporting. So many brands are anchored on Google Analytics. So you might actually have them, you might actually see them pull data from Google Analytics and use that as the baseline and the anchor for reporting performance, in which case it looks like lower funnel properties like SEO and PPC are really driving the business, and that doesn't feel right. Or you might actually use media platforms and their reporting, Facebook and Snap and TikTok, their own reporting on their ads manager, in which case it looks kind of like inflated. It looks kind of way too rosy to be true, so to speak, right? Another big use case is when you look at what Facebook is reporting in their platform versus what Google Analytics is reporting for Facebook in Google Analytics, it looks completely different, not even in the same ballpark, right? A constant cause for concern, and people pull their hair out because it's not quite clear how they can be so far apart. Okay. Now, therefore, how do you think about attribution today? And including multi-touch attribution in many cases, right? But how do you think about attribution today? Attribution today is a correlational signal, not a causal credit assignment. Okay. Now, what it's trying to do is it's trying to like capture if an ad was in the path of a conversion, right? It's a really good targeting signal today. So if you want to use it to understand targeting efficiency, it turns out to be a really good signal. In fact, the only signal that gives you as much entropy in the industry today would be something like this, would be the last click signal coming from a variety of places. Both the self-attributed platform reporting and Google Analytics both give you really good targeting efficiency signal, but it's not a causal credit assignment, which is what it used to be. If you go back 20 years, the fact that you could look at the referring URL and assign credit to a particular purchase was actually quite causal, but it stopped being causal many years now, and it's primarily a tracking and a targeting efficiency signal. Okay, all right. If one takeaway in the last 10 minutes is this: try to use attribution as a correlational tracking signal, not as a causal signal for making your investment decisions. Okay, let me pause right there. Any questions? Okay.
I have a question on this slide. What exactly is a direct load visit?
What exactly is a direct click visit?
Load visit. No.
Yeah. So in Google Analytics, if you are you familiar with GA, Deepak? Have you ever had a chance to open up GA?
I've just browsed it, to be honest. I don't know anything in detail, but I set it up briefly for a store, so I kind of know a few things.
So in Google Analytics, a very popular cut of reporting is called the source medium cut of reporting. Okay, so they have something that comes out of the box. GA has something that comes out of the box that assigns the visits to SEO, PPC, and whatnot. one of the categories is called direct load or direct actually. What that means is that they could not find a referring URL. So it's basically empty, okay? And it usually is a big portion of many sites and total conversion. So if you go pull, for example, Gail used to work at Soft Surroundings as an example. If Gail pulled a report for GA for Soft Surroundings, she would find that probably 40% of the visits are direct load visits, which means that 40% of converting visits were direct load visits, which means that there was no media attached to it. It didn't come from Google, it didn't come from Facebook or Instagram, or it didn't come from an email click. It just happened and people converted. And therefore there's no media to attribute that to from a GA perspective, from Google Analytics perspective.